Hi, I'm Judy Litt. Welcome to Go Within Yoga and your approximately 30-minute yin yang practice to release anxiety and stress, to practice some mindfulness and practice some equanimity. And on a physical level, we're going to be working on our back, our inner thighs, and somewhat on our hips as well. Today, the wall is going to be a prop, although you can do this practice on the floor if need be. And the props you will need are either a bolster, which is optional, or a block, and that is actually also optional as well. I'm going to be using one for this practice. I'm sitting on one right now. So go ahead and either sit up on a block or a blanket or even that bolster and just begin to let go of your day so far. Start to notice your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Trying to even out your inhales and your exhales. Thinking about those inhales bringing in energy. And those exhales just letting go. Letting go whatever you don't need. And if it's comfortable for you, you can go ahead and close your eyes, although you might want them open for our beginning warm-up, which is going to be pretty short and sweet. I suggest you have your mat perpendicular to the wall, as I do right now. And we'll be using that in just a little bit. But for now, just come into that easy seated position. Your back can be up against the wall. It's great for your posture. It allows the back to release some tension as well because of the support of either your blanket, your block, your bolster, and the wall. But you can just be sitting on your mat as well. And if you feel like you need a little support to get those hips higher than the knees, you can also roll up your mat and sit on that. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, maybe moving from side to side a little bit. Exhale, take your right hand down to the floor, reaching over your head with your left hand. Reach towards that right side. Inhale, both arms reach up through center. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches towards the left. Really feeling the support on both hips. And then inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale, take your, take your right hand to your right knee and your left hand to your side, looking over towards the left. A little twist. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, left hand comes to your right knee. Right hand is to your side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. For this, you might want to scooch forward just a little bit and then begin to reach your arms forward. Looking down at your mat. Inhale, slowly come back up. And stay where you are. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, arms come down. Hands clasp behind you. Open up your heart as your fist moves down towards the floor. Little back bend. Inhale and exhale. Just come back to your seat at the wall and take a couple breaths. And just notice how you feel, if something has changed from you since you began this practice already. And this practice will work on the kidney and bladder meridians. So working on calm energy and letting go of stress, anxiety, and fear. If you are sitting up on something, go ahead and remove that and turn around to face the wall. Actually, nope, we're not facing the wall yet. Come onto all fours. And then come down onto your forearms. Begin to take your shins, your calf, not your shins, back onto the wall. And this is one variation of Sphinx on the wall. And your head can hang down a little bit if that feels comfortable for you. Think about energetically pulling your heart through your arms, just to get a little bit more opening. Feeling some opening through your collarbones. Maybe push into those forearms a little bit. And at the same time, release any muscular contraction. And let the shoulders relax. And let the whole face soften. Notice anywhere in your body that you're holding tension, and see if you can just soften there. Feeling that connection on your hands, on your forearms, on your stomach, and your thighs. Feeling very supported and very safe. Last couple of breaths. And slowly begin to walk yourself a little bit forward and coming over onto one side, moving gently with yourself, and flip on over to your back. And come up, take one hip to the wall, and then swing your legs up the wall. It's awkward. But once you get into position, it can feel very nice. I'm really enjoying doing yin yoga at the wall. And now that you're here, now that you've arrived, go ahead and take the soles of the feet together. Allow your knees to open up to either side. Coming into butterfly at the wall. And if you have a couple blocks and you feel like you need more support, you can take them and find the height that works for you and put them underneath your thighs. and allow your legs to relax into something so that you can make sure you're not muscling your way into this pose. And I'm going to read you a quote at the end of this practice. And it talks about mindfulness, about how mindfulness can be like deer trails in a forest, and how if the deer no longer walk along that trail will overgrow. Which I thought was a really nice visual. You'll hear his words, which are much better than mine. So what I'd like you to think about while you're in this pose is what trails you would like to bring into your life. Go ahead and soften your shoulders. Maybe take your arms a little bit further from your body. I find when they're close into my body, I tend to hold a lot of tension in my upper back. And taking my hands just a little bit outside helps me to relax into the mat and once again feel very supported. And if this feels uncomfortable on your back, you can always take a rolled up blanket or just even a folded blanket and place it underneath your back. And that might help you to relax a little bit into the support of your mat, of the ground, and give your low back a little bit of release. You can also try taking a block underneath your low back, kind of on your sacrum area. And last couple of breaths here. Go ahead and take both feet up towards the ceiling and just notice how your body feels. Side to side. Do you feel any tingling anywhere? You feel some energy moving around your body. Can you visualize it moving into your kidneys? Your kidneys are really tied to your adrenals as well. So nourishing both can really help you to let go of stress. And now begin to let your feet move away slowly and gently from each other, pointing out to either side of your room if you're inside, opening up into dragonfly at the wall. And think again about those deer trails in the forest, if they're not used, how they just kind of melt into the forest. And think about what trails from your past would you like to let overgrow? And you may notice that I'm wearing socks. I live in an area of the country that gets pretty cold in winter. Even though we're having some warm weather, it's still not warm. So it's important in yin yoga especially to let your body be very warm because it's a very cooling practice. And we're not generally using our feet to really get into the floor. We're using our body. So I encourage you to, have a sweater on, have a sweatshirt on, have those socks on. Be comfortable. Last couple breaths here. And slowly take your hands underneath your thighs and begin to bring your feet back together. So your feet are pointing up towards the ceiling or the sky if you are lucky enough to live in a place where you can practice outside at this time of year. And just again, notice any differences. Do you feel calmer? Do you feel energy flowing in your body? Do you feel energy stuck somewhere in your body? Just notice. No judgment. It all begins with noticing. And hopefully by now you've also noticed that the wall acts as a prop. And the reason we use props is to allow our muscles to relax as much as possible. We aren't stretching our muscles in yin yoga. We are strengthening our connective tissue. And when we allow our muscles to be soft and not contracted, that's when we can go beyond our muscles and get into that connective tissue. Our ligaments, our tendons, perhaps even our bones. And if you have a bolster or block nearby, go ahead and grab that now. And just take your feet to the wall. Go ahead and press into the wall to raise your hips. And go ahead and take that block underneath your pelvis, underneath your hips. And just let your legs stay up the wall for legs up the wall. Again, maybe taking your arms out a little bit further from your body, maybe even into a T. I find personally that allows me to relax even more, relax my body, upper body even more. And take your attention to your breath. It's always a good idea to check in with your breath as you move through a yoga practice, no matter what style of yoga that may be. If you find that you're only breathing into your chest, and that your breath isn't very deep, that it's shallow, see if you can begin to breathe into your belly. Maybe take your hands to your belly. You can even take a block on top of your belly to see this motion. And as you inhale into your belly, into your ribs, and finally up through your collarbones, and then releasing collarbones, ribs, belly. Now, last couple of breaths. And go ahead and bring your feet down the wall. Soles of the feet pressing into the wall. Lift your hips to remove your block. And then just begin to press yourself away from the wall. Hopefully you can still see me. And bring yourself into Savasana, maybe even pressing your feet into the wall. If you have a bolster or a couple of blocks, I suggest putting them underneath your knees. Maybe you need a blanket to cover yourself. And I am going to sit up and hold space and just talk a little bit more before I leave you in silence. If you wonder how to bring your yoga off your mat, this is the way. Sitting in Savasana, even if you don't feel like it. Yoga works on moving the prana, the life force in our bodies around. And when we just jump up, when we're done with moving, we don't allow that prana to flow through our entire body and settle where it needs to go. It truly is probably the most important pose you can practice in a yoga practice. So I wanted to read just a little bit from Meditations on Intention in Being, written by Rolf Gates. And this particular section of the book deals with equanimity and joy. And I'm just paraphrasing from what he's written just a tiny bit, changing some pronouns. The habits of your mind that create suffering are like deer trails in a forest. If you do not use them, the forest will slowly erase them. Mindfulness allows you to patiently unlearn the trails you have contracted around and to create new ones that lead out of suffering. So what he's talking about there is when we don't allow ourselves to feel our emotions, to feel that stress, to feel that anxiety, that fear, we tend to actually physically contract, as if we're protecting our heart by going like this with our body. And that results in stiffness. It can result in injuries. So we have to really work at it. So when you do feel anxiety and stress and fear, I think the first thing to do is return to your breath. And that could be in a practice. It could be revolving around the physical practice. Or it could be emotionally. And once you've managed to calm yourself, hopefully, through noticing your breath, when you feel that stress, when you feel that fear, I want you to invite that feeling in without any judgment at all, as if you're inviting a guest. Because truly that's what emotions are. They are guests. They are there to teach us something. So ask the anxiety, the fear, the stress, what is it that you're teaching me? Are you teaching me that I am not taking enough rest? Are you teaching me that I'm hanging out with people who don't align with what I believe in, or with whom I cannot be my true self? And it's only by getting in touch with those feelings. And believe me, it never ends. We all have feelings. And even when we work with them, they're going to come back at some point. But every time we work on this, we grow a little bit, we get a little less contracted. And we begin to be more open to new relationship, new trails, open to love, open to joy, open to meeting these feelings without reacting to these feelings. Okay, I'm going to leave you in silence for a couple of minutes, and then I will let you know when it's time to begin moving. Slowly allow your breath to deepen. Let the bones in your body feel very heavy. Slowly pushing you into your mat, into the floor, into the support of this earth. Maybe begin to nod your head, yes and no. Just taking your chin up and then down towards your chest. And then maybe moving it from side to side. Any tension, just run down your body. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Your next inhale, really stretch up over your head. And slowly let your arms come back by your body. Bend your knees towards the ceiling. Take both feet to the mat. And slowly let your knees fall over to one side. Hopefully eyes are closed if that's comfortable. Everything in this practice is an invitation. It's your practice. Just rest in a fetal position. Lower arm cradling your head, relaxing for a couple breaths. And slowly begin to push your torso upright. Coming back into an easy seated position or staying in Savasana for as long as you need. And if you do need to move on, I invite you to bring the palms of your hands together. Thumbs come into your sternum. Head bows slightly over your hands. And thank yourself for showing up today, for giving yourself this gift, taking this break in your busy day. And I thank you so much for joining me. And slowly blink your eyes open, raising your head, hopefully with a smile on your face, and just let your hands float down to your knees. Again, thank you so much for joining me for the practice today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please click the like button so other people can find this practice and enjoy it as well. And if you'd like to practice with me again and be notified when new videos are added to the channel, go ahead and click subscribe. May you be healthy. May you feel happy. And may you feel radiant.